Okay, working with our trade sketches. So open up your jacket trades. Out of the way. So that was my original drawing. So what I've got is my main jacket. So it's all made in parts, front and back view. And so what I did with everything was I made it all 0.75, so all the internal detail, and then I made shapes and I put thick outline on them so that they are grouped, but I'm using my group selection tool, and so it's not quite lined up, but as you can see it is going to show as thick outline. Okay, Command 0. So at the end, it's probably the quickest way to do your line work. You know how I've always said to you have to have a thick outline. So if you just make everything 0.75, seams and everything, and you make all your stitching 0.5, and say something like these zip ends are 0.5, but the zip itself is actually 0.75. So I've made all the grey shapes as well. They're all separate pieces. They can be coloured later, a different colour if I want to use them for that. Oh, I've lost a bit in there. So yeah, make the shapes, just triple check everything. When you've finished all your drawing, go deselect everything, go up to select, object, stray points. Yeah, there's one. So it'll highlight. Just press delete a couple of times to delete it. Because I'm zoomed out, I can see that I might actually have I don't know whether that's a double line there. You do want to check for line work, so you can go Command Y, zoom in, just check your line works all as best as it can be. You know, some things might have moved, things get moved around in Illustrator. You just want to line it up properly. If it won't let you line it up, you need to zoom in more and then line it up. Okay, good. Command 0, Command Y, back to preview. Okay, so we've got all our trades drawn, we've got all our shapes made. If you put your line work on and then you can't separate them, just select the front bit and go 1, 2, 3 with the keypad arrow, select the line work and remove it. Then select this line work, 1, 2, 3 to put it back. Alright, so all your trades are immaculate, ready for colouring. So what we need to do is make a new page, new artboard. Then we're going to select all our trades, 6 of them, Command copy, actually we need 2 artboards, well I need 2 artboards, Command paste, put them on there. And so what we're going to do is, I'd suggest you colour them once, so you have to decide whether you are going to, I'll show you again the versions. You have to decide whether you're going to colour the trades, put them on a white background, or whether you're going to have white trades on a coloured background, meaning your swatches, or colour blocks and swatches. So you will need your swatches either in the trades or on the layout board for your mood board that you will show at panel, and also this document can go into your InDesign book, so you don't have to redo the trade sketches. So you might want to decide that the layout for this is the same layout in your lookbook. Okay, so I'll do the coloured ones. Obviously, if you're just doing white, then you just need your, like I did, make the shape, fill it with white, set it behind the whole image. You can add a thick outline or a drop shadow to your shapes. But if you just want to colour them, then what we're going to do is copy them. So select them, hold down Option or Alt, drag to the right, and what we're going to do, I'll just do one because otherwise we'll be here all day. The idea is that all you have, and I mean obviously if you've got the outline shape, you don't need to do this, but the idea is that you don't want really any internal line work or things like buttons unless they're well, actually maybe they're different colours, but you wouldn't want things like the buttonhole. So you get rid of those, get rid of that. Also any drape lines you want to get rid of. So select all of those, select these lines, and this is, whoops, this is why these lines aren't connected to the outline, so that you can actually get rid of them, and you probably may find that you've got to go and cut some parts. Just, well, you don't even need to save these, so just delete those. So you want to add colour to all of these parts, because unless you want to show that the lining's a different colour, which you might, but even something like this collar, unless it's a geometric print that's really obvious, that you need to make a separate piece, say, for that part of the collar. I'll show you two different versions. So one will be filling the whole shape, and the other one will be if you want to actually have part of it rotated. So just say you're using a check or a stripe on the sleeve, you would actually need to have separate parts and angled. Not so much this one. Alright, so we've done that. Oh yeah, my waistline's not joined either. Don't really need the waistline. If I wanted to I could go and cut all this stuff out, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to select, ideally you would go through and do this with all of your images, then you would select all of them and you go Object, Live Paint, Make. And then Live Paint, I've got my swatches, and okay, so I'll go back to my colour file and I can copy, all of this back over onto this file. Command copy, come back to my jacket file, command paste. What we're going to do is on this jacket we're going to get our live paint bucket tool. It's this one, it's under the shape builder tool. We're going to choose our swatch and we're just going to click inside. And because this isn't really, it doesn't really need to be rotated. If it was more sort of horizontal vertical, it would be. I'm going to change the colour of that. And I could say that I've made a separate facing for the inside that's a different colour. Maybe this one, choose a different colour, click in here, something like that. Maybe my buttons are gold. That might be a bit too extreme. If you want to make a gold button with a gradient, cancel. So you could window swatch, swatch libraries, gradients, metals. So they're all in here. So these are really fantastic for buttons and things like that. So maybe, well, just so you can see it, I'll choose that one. Then I will zoom in and use my paint bucket and click inside these. So yeah, you don't need to make your metallics, they're already window, swatch libraries, metal. Okay, so you've got something like that. Obviously all your drape lines and everything would probably be better off being black. You could even do white line work on something like this. I did forget to mention that before you do this you should actually make the line work lighter. So I normally go down to 0.25 so that when I use the colour fills it's all nice. So that here, so I'm just going to copy that one over. It is grouped, so hang on. I'll just grab that, bring it over. I'll get rid of the graphic style by unlinking it, break link to graphic style, outline 7.5, actually I'll make it 2.5. Okay, so to make a graphic style you need a solid shape, you need no fill, sorry not a graphic style, a clipping mask. So what you need is a shape that's going to cover the whole image. You then fill that with the swatch or with the whole piece. So like I was saying, if you've got an all over print, this is where you would bring it in, well you'd scale it first in Photoshop so that the image size is smaller. Then you would just copy paste it to this file like this. Then you would put your clipping mask image, just make sure you use the group selection tool if you've grouped it, put that on there. The thing is that this image was made earlier so it will be hidden, so you need to bring it to the front. Right click, arrange, bring to front. If it doesn't come to the front, which sometimes it doesn't, you need to select it and go Command X and then go Command V. So that happens quite a bit, I don't know why. But anyway, you can move it around with the keypad arrows to sort of find the best place, make sure there are no white edges. The other thing you can do is use envelope distort. Remember we did envelope distort, make with mesh. If you want to put some movement into it, you have to use the mesh tool, remember? So we can sort of squish it around a bit. Whoops, not the drawing, just the, no, not that, Z. Anyway, you get the idea. So we could do something like that with it. And then what we're going to do is select both of them. Object, clipping mask, make. Not let me do it because it's grouped. Oh no, it did. Okay, and then that's ready to sit behind. Shift Command, send back, sit behind all your line work, but you'll have to make it quite black to see it. So, or you can make it white. White line work often works well on things like this. You can still keep your black outline. But it doesn't even have to be white, it can be grey. Oh. See that one, but not that one. That one. Okay. Yeah. Right. So yeah, there's two options for colouring your trade, and like I said, these, if I show you all of this, I'll just get rid of the line work. So you can get rid of the line work afterwards. Look in your tools, just go no fill, no line work, no stroke. Bring that over, range, send back. again, it's extremely difficult to see the actual line work on this, so I probably would make it white for something like this. There you go. So that's the idea behind that. And right at the end, what you do is you select all of one thing, group it, Command G, and copy paste it onto your new document.